You know, integrity, ethics, and trust are all words that are in the news a lot these days. Do you have any insights for leaders who have to deal with maintaining their integrity in today's challenging world?
Trust, integrity are words that people are spending a lot more time talking about. In a world going through a lot of change where they're not sure about what is really grounded and what they can count on, leaders need to talk about what values are their non-negotiables. Because if you don't have trust, what ends up happening is everything has to be in writing. You don't move forward, you get stuck in the past and whose fault it is. And our real challenge is, how do we find the kind of cooperation, the kind of integrity, the kind of trust that allows us as organizations to move forward? That takes leaders that are committed to the values that guide an organization. I had the opportunity of meeting a CEO of a company at a program in Cabo San Lucas, and he came up to me after the presentation and he said, "Terry, I'd like to go back to the airport with you. I know you have to leave, but I want to ask you a couple questions." And I said, "Sure." He said, I put together a page of my core principles, and I never add anything to that page unless I take something off. So I'm thinking about adding a couple of things you said, but I want to see if it was worth it." And I said, "That's quite a compliment. Well, how do you use this page?" And he says, "Whenever I hire somebody, the last thing I do before I offer them the job is I say, you've got to see my page. It's a page of core principles that I stand for. It's how I make decisions, and if you're going to work for me, you might as well know how I make decisions." Those statements are all gleaned from values that we stand for as a corporation. But I want you to know that if you're going to lead here, at the end of the year, I expect you to have your own page. It doesn't have to be just like mine, but the people who work for you deserve to know what they can expect from you. I said, "How does that make a difference?" And he said, "We had an executive that sexually assaulted one of our part-time employees. As soon as we find out about that, one of the statements on my page says the personal dignity of each individual is inviolate. Anyone who takes advantage of another person will eventually self-destruct, but I will probably get him or her first." I knew that statement was there, but I also knew this executive was very important on a project we were working on, and the timeline was coming close to completing that project. I knew it was going to cost us. But since I had made that statement, I didn't have a lot of choices. I brought the gentleman in and I said, "I want you to know something. As you know, I will not tolerate you taking advantage of anybody in this company. And as a result of that, this afternoon you have a choice. You can quit or I will fire you." The man was fired. It indeed did cost him. It affected the results for that quarter. But 6 months later, out on a project talking to a customer, he said, "Well, why did you come here?" And the customer said, "Well, you know, we had a neighbor who was working here part-time. She was sexually assaulted by one of the executives. They fired that guy. We figure anybody who takes care of a part-time employee that way is certainly going to take care of customers. We send everybody there." I think leaders today have to put good time into deciding not just what are they going to put up on the wall, but are you going to live it? It's that trust and integrity over time that gets people to follow in organizations and put the energy and the commitment and the loyalty to make change work. I think every leader, every professional needs to take care of their own integrity and their own choices. Honor is a gift you give yourself, your company, and the people you serve.